What if US economy crashes tomorrow? The US is hanging by a thread, and one bad day could snap it. We're in an economic crisis, and things are getting so bad that even the New York Times is sounding the alarm. They recently published a terrifying article detailing how close we are to disaster, and most people have no idea just how quickly things could go from bad to worse. In fact, if things get out of hand, there's a good chance that our entire economy could collapse within a week. So in this video, we're going to dive into today's wild new video to see how fast the economy could crash, bringing panic, chaos, and collapse across the nation. From stock market freefall to nationwide riots, here's what the first week of an economic collapse would really look like. Day 1. The markets would immediately begin a free fall. Investors would scramble for the exits, tanking the entire stock market and causing chaos around the world. But it wouldn't stop there. The falling market would cause a wave of panic selling, leading to even more losses and accelerating the downward spiral. Day 2. With the stock market in free fall, people would begin to panic. The media would report on growing crowds outside banks as people rushed to withdraw their savings. But with the banking system on the brink of collapse, there's a good chance that many of these withdrawals would be denied. Day 3. With people now unable to access their own money, protests would erupt across the country. Major cities would descend into chaos as people demand their money back. But as the government struggles to restore order, the economic crisis would only get worse. Day 4. As the crisis deepens, the Federal Reserve would desperately try to intervene. They would print more money in an effort to stabilize the markets, but this would likely only make things worse, leading to hyperinflation and total economic collapse. Day 5. With the economy in total free fall, the government would declare a state of emergency. They would impose strict controls over the economy in an effort to stop the bleeding, but it would be too late. The damage has already been done, and the country is now in the midst of an economic collapse. Day 6. As the economic collapse continues, the country descends into total chaos. Food shortages and panic buying would grip the nation as people prepare for the worst. But with the supply chain in chaos, it's unlikely that anyone would be able to get the food they need. Day 7. By the end of the week, the entire country would be in chaos. The economic collapse would have caused widespread gridlock, panic, buying, and possibly even riots. The country would be on the verge of collapse, and there would be no clear end in sight. It's a terrifying scenario, but it's not entirely out of the question. Experts have been warning about the fragility of our economy for years, and it's only getting worse, so it's important to be prepared. This is a developing story. Continue to follow to find out what happens next. Also, don't forget to stay tuned for more. Thank you for watching.